Ooh, ooh. Hello.
Hey, how are you today?
I am good.
Great, got you logged in. All right, how are things going?
Um, good.
Assignments been going well?
Yeah, I'm working on them. Yes.
Good. How are you feeling about the final?
At my final is not really this week. It's next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're going to be prepared for it?
I think kind of and kind of not for them. I'm
Okay.
at only one, so yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, what were you wanting to work on today?
Um, this is similar to the one we worked on Friday. Uh, the same kind of like direction for it.
Yeah.
But this is so-called the other one that was also using the same stuff. This is the math game. It's a math game. Um, let me show you the guideline. It's the same idea as the one from this past Friday. It's the same idea with those stuff too. This is the guideline for it.
And then you are, so you're creating this, creating it. How are you? Okay, the game will be showcased during class. So you're working with a partner on this?
At this is I'm gonna do it by myself.
Okay.
Um,
I mean,
yeah.
sorry. And then it says a visual display. Is that like a PowerPoint or something?
At this is the idea of this one is similar to how the other one is. So like the later on those the write up part is either a PowerPoint and also I need a so-called kind of like demonstrate the game too.
And what did you? So you decided on PowerPoint?
Yes.
All right. And then name of the game, target age, grade, what math concepts are presented, directions and rules, list of materials, learning objectives, standards of alignment, any additional information. And then the write up should have a cover page, introduction, and rationale, all the information listed above, directions, and then a reference. Cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Uh, the game I kind of like was maybe thinking of like a board game thing. This
Okay.
is what the thing I was looking at. It was and it's maybe for second grade. It's like adding
Okay.
and subtracting here, rolling dices.
Cool.
That would it be
Oh, and it's like you're using a 20-sided dice, basically.
or something like that? Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Is that yeah?
Okay.
It's playing with the dice and then the paper.
Seems very appropriate.
Yeah.
What can I help you with for this?
I'm at because I'm not sure which maybe the math concept it would be using from here.
Okay. I mean, I think you said it, addition, you know.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Because
and I'm
the
thinking,
concept is not the the concept. I'm not sure for that game.
yeah, I mean, I think that would just be, like if you're doing the dice, it would just be addition. You could throw in subtraction there too if you wanted,
Mm-hmm.
like somehow figure out subtraction. But I mean, that makes sense. It's a math concept. Um, you know, for example, they have counting. which is even simpler than addition.
Mhm.
So I think addition is a perfectly fine concept. I think for this one, you said second grade.
Yeah, I think that little example over there is second grade. I was looking for something that was like maybe second or kindergarten. That's what it popped up for it.
Yeah, so it's like, I think just the same of like finding those standards. And I would do for this, it sounds like you have a good idea. Just find what grade addition is the standard, you know, like,
What would I be looking for?
let's try first. I mean, you're just looking for where it says like they're going to be like, here, let me share my screen.
Okay, stop sharing.
So I'll send you this. This looks like very official. You can see my screen?
Yes.
Excellent. So this is the Common Core state standards for mathematics.
Yeah, I think this is the thing one of the things I was looking for the thing.
Excellent. So let's just go to first. So K, knowing number names. Now compare. Understanding addition as putting together and adding to, and understanding as subtraction. So not really necessarily being able to, just understanding. So let's try first grade, mathematics grade. Yeah, here we go. Represent and solve problems involving addition and subtraction. I would think, again, I'm not education, so I'm not sure. But if it was me, I would think this is the standard. Grade one. So so your grade level will be grade 1, and then you just plop in this.
Yeah, because I think the page after this have like more in depth of those standards.
Yeah. And yeah, like right here, add and subtract within 20. There you go. If you have a 10 like a 2 10-sided dice, boom, everything is going to be within 20. They move around the board. You're good. Yeah, that sounds like a good way. Like if I was a first grader, I'd have fun with that.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how you would like put it in there. I would just, it's like you're just kind of explaining this board game, so I don't think it has to be, I don't think you have to write a page on it.
It's kind of similar to the other one in some ways, but yeah, it's kind of like the same description and stuff for the other one and this one, same rubric, same guideline for both of them. So it's kind of like the same assignment, but just a different topic in some way. One's math, one's science.
Cool. Yeah. And you feel like the science one went well?
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you think it went well, I wouldn't overthink it too much. It seems like you have a good plan for this.
Because I don't know for this one, that one is okay for now. For the other one, the science one, this one I would need to record me like presenting this little thing.
Okay.
It's just I think I need to make sure I have the correct standard, and then I will be still struggling with making up the objective of what I'm trying to get them to understand from this little game.
Yeah, I mean, I think your objective and the standard are going to be basically. I don't. Those sound the same to me.
Okay.
Your objective is for them. I would say to practice. I'd maybe say to practice adding and subtracting within one, or adding within one. Like you're not trying to teach them addition with this game. Maybe you are, and then it would be teach addition. I I would expect the standard and the objective to be aligned.
Yeah, okay. So I need to try to in some ways, find the standard first, then to make the objective.
I think this is the standard that I showed you. Do you want me to send you this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, make sure you can open that link I just sent.
Yeah, I can open this.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. Again, double check me,
Mm-hmm.
but this looks like the official Common Core State Standards Edition.
Yeah, that's what I use for the other assignments too. Good, good.
Yeah, so I would think this is the standard. First grade, add and subtract. Yeah, so maybe it's operations and algebraic thinking.
That would that be from the guideline? What would that be from the
So
guideline?
that's looking on page 15 on the document I just sent you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see on the top it says operations and algebraic thinking
Page
1.0 A?
15. Yes. What grade is this for?
First grade. If you scroll up just
Okay.
a page, it'll have grade 1 overview.
Yeah, first
And I
grade,
think
yes.
so. Yeah, so I think it might be operations and algebraic thinking with the subpart add and subtract within 20.
And it will be the fifth one there.
Relate counting to addition and subtraction, and then probably 2-6, add and subtract within 20, demonstrating fluency for addition and subtraction within.
Okay.
And I don't think you have to I don't think you have to cover all of operations and algebraic thinking. I would think,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not like you would teach addition and subtraction in the same lesson. That would be probably a week each.
So that math concept is that one there. The operations and algebraic thinking.
If this was me doing it again,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would put that. But I would double check that. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
just see if your textbook has anything similar.
Yes.
But yeah, that would be my.
Okay, so it will be maybe these two. Uh, um, um, uh, so for what I have from that link, what I because it's so called like adding and subtracting, would it need some like mini flashcards? You think for this thing? For this maybe the little
What do
board?
you mean? Like for you?
Yeah, to like so called be part of this thing here.
Like, um, what do you mean? So tell
To
me
do
what you
the
put on the flashcard.
to like do the adding part and subtracting.
I think it's up to you how I just kind of based on the
Mm-hmm.
little image I have. It looks like you might just roll, and then I don't know how the game works, but I would assume you're just adding the dice numbers together, right?
Let me see. It does kind of tell
Okay, cool. So the printable PDF.
well, this kind of tells you.
Start.
And then that's there are little so-called
Oh, okay. So
flash.
they have a little.
There are little.
Take turns rolling the 4 6-sided dice. Moving their game to the appropriate number of spaces. Then they roll the 20-sided die and make an addition or subtraction with that number, whose result is the number of. Okay, so you roll if you went to 12. If you rolled 3, you went to 12. And then you would roll the 20-sided dice and make an addition or subtraction sentence with the number whose result This is space they land on. Oh, so like, okay, let's say I landed on 12,
Mm-hmm.
and then I rolled a 20-sided dice, and I get a 6. So I would do 6 plus 6 equals 12. If I rolled the 20-sided dice and got 14, I would do 14 minus 2 equals 12. Does that make sense?
So is you're rolling what you're rolling either one the 4 side or the 6 side, and then you move and then you roll another dice.
Yep. Yep. And then make the addition sentence based on the second roll. It sounds like the first roll is just how far you move,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second roll is the first number that you use in your addition or subtraction.
And then you use the number you landed on then to part
So
of it.
if I landed on, if I was at the start and I rolled a 1 and got 10, I would say, okay, it has to equal 10,
Mm-hmm.
whatever my addition and subtraction is. And I roll my 20-sided dice. If I get 16, I would do 16 minus 6 equals 10. That's like, cool, you get to save it. And like maybe think of something, what happens if you get it wrong? Like maybe if you get it wrong, you lose your turn or you have to go back a space or something. But yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
sounds like a
maybe
pretty,
because I
that sounds
kind of
fun.
wanted to come up with the directions for it, and yeah.
Yeah, just make it something fun that uses addition and subtraction, and then you're good. Like it doesn't have to be. I don't think it has to be super complicated. You know. No.
Okay. So what
Sounds like a
the
really
little
good idea.
directions here? They're like rolling. Maybe the 6 they move, and then the 20 is another number they get, and they try to get what number they landed on first. Is that what this they're saying here? And then making the addition stuff.
No, they're saying, I think what they're saying is you are you roll the 20-sided dice, and yeah, you're trying to make your sentence.
Okay. And the 20
What's this game
yes.
called? What they call it?
They call it yeah, I think that's what they just a little board. It's just a board game.
Addition, addition and subtraction. Apple. Do they have? I think they had a video on that, right?
No, that was just not really a video for it.
Let me share my screen real
Okay.
quick. Okay, so um, okay, so let's say I'm going to do this really easy. This is start. This is finish. Finish. And we're trying to get our piece from here to here. You know, so
Yes,
there's
yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll put just some random numbers in here. Cool. So okay, so let's say let's do a 4-sided. Let me get rid of it. Okay, there. So we roll a 4-sided dice, and I get a 4. So I move my piece 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So this is me. So 3. 3 is the number I'm trying to get. So my sentence is going to be blank. plus or minus, we don't know yet, equals. Oh wait, it's annoying because Google Sheets it has all the functions. Equals. I don't want it to be a function. Okay, so equals 3. Okay, so then I roll the 20-sided dice now. I forget about the 4. That's done. I roll the 20-sided dice, and I get 15. Okay, so I need to make 15 plus or minus something equal 3. So obviously this would be minus, right? And then so it would be 15 minus, wow, that amount, 12 equals 3. Cool. I success. Okay, maybe if I got it wrong, I said 10. It's like, oh no, you got it wrong. You have to go back. Or you lose your next turn. But I think that's all it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else I can help you with this?
I think for this one, it's so because what this little example here, their directions in some ways it was a bit confusing.
Yeah.
So it's mainly just kind of like rolling the dice, right? It seems like, and then have another little worksheet where they're just solving it.
Yep. Yeah. It looked like they had a printable.
Yeah. The little printable, you have to be a member, but I think I could just draw something similar to this and then make that maybe. And so far in their little worksheet, they kind of briefly write their little directions on there too. They do that. So I think I would need help maybe with kind of like writing the directions for this, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
I would not. I think I'm not really sure how I would write the directions for this.
Okay. What would take it through? Explain it to me like I'm a person. How would you teach me how?
um. Um. hmm, Um. I think so called for the game there are you're trying to add they're trying to what are they really trying to do with this? They're trying to do simple adding and subtracting, right? For these little what it seems like from the game.
So let me share.
Yeah, I'll share you the screen.
Yeah, it sounds like addition or subtraction. So, okay, so I'm sharing my screen right now. If you're talking this to a first grader, what's their objective in the game?
They're trying to get to the finish line for sure.
Exactly.
And then
get to the finish line.
Yeah, and
Whoever,
then yeah,
get to the finish first. Whoops.
Yeah.
Okay. So get to the finish. All right. What are the what? So what do I do on my turn? The first thing I.
You like for this one, I think they're rolling maybe this more simple-ish in some ways. The 6 dice first. They roll that dice first, and then they'll move how many spaces it is. Yeah. The 6-sided dice first. And then move how many spaces it is, and then roll that other dice, the 20 one. So what you have shown me is that like that 6-sided what they landed is the the what they're equal to, right?
No, what they're equal to is whatever space they land on.
At
So
first, right?
if they land on the space that said 5, then they have to do it. Yeah,
Yeah. So like they write that in they should they have like maybe they'll have like a little extra piece of paper so like they can see it before they put it in that little worksheet or something. I think that would be another way. So they're kind of like sure first to know before they write it, fill it in the little box over there.
yeah.
And then they roll the other
So
one.
so write the equals, uh, the number. Side, then you roll a 20-sided dice, then what's next?
The answer that you get from that 20 is like it will be like the first number to like
Okay,
to determine if you add or subtract to find the number you landed at first.
that's smart to do the scratch piece. Uh-huh. And then, okay, so I put the number on in the first box, then what do I?
And now you try to solve the equation. It will be either adding or subtracting based on what number you landed previous before what during your first roll of the dice of the six-sided dice.
And then rinse and repeat, right?
Yeah, until you get to the finish line, and you will. I think about the losing a turn if you got the answer incorrect, you could move back one step, uh, or lose a turn. That's something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's all you have to do is like those, kind of just give it those clear steps. Start with the goal, like start with what the goal of the game is. Obviously for the teacher, it's the teacher
Mm.
it is to win, to get to the finish line. And then yeah, just go through those steps one at a time, and teach them how to. I think you did a good job of explaining it there.
Mm-hmm.
It'll help if you have those worksheets and like kind of can have visual aids.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you got the explanation.
So would I need to explain those little directions a bit more, or what we have for so-called a simple version right now?
I mean, I would write them down maybe simply and then just explain it as you're explaining it. Maybe
Uh-huh.
explain more. But I don't. It's not a super complex game, so I think the simpler you can make it, the better. You know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The directions are kind of okay. Then about the circle, maybe the rationale of why they're playing it. Is it like so they're just practicing simple addition and subtraction of it would be kind of like the rationale, right, for this
Yeah.
board game. And then it seems like the materials is like that two worksheets, like or like that board game paper, maybe some scratch paper, and then the worksheet where they're filling the adding or subtracting, and the two dice. So is the like four or six materials?
And don't forget their game pieces too.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure like what were they used for, like maybe the game pieces. What can they use?
Points or buttons or get like a chessboard, you could do chess pieces. It doesn't anything works.
Okay.
Want to bring in their favorite toy or something, like a small toy.
Okay. So yeah, chess pieces is part of it. Okay, chess pieces, and then the board game, that the addition and worksheet, the two dice, and a scratch piece of paper just in case, so they kind of have an idea of what they're doing first when they first land on that number for it.
Yeah.
Mm, okay. Mm. What else is that? Would that be all for the like materials then, or would there be more? Should I kind of like how this little the picture on the website kind of like briefly write the directions on there, kind of like a simple a little bit of the directions on the board or something, or just like have a something, just the board
Up to
game.
you. Yeah, however you think it's best to explain, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um. So the directions is kind of like the rules, right? Or because this said directions and rules. Mm. And then the concept it is what we kind of looked at in the standard one, the operation and algebraic thinking.
I think that'd be your standard for that.
Um, then from like for the objectives, you think this would be have like two or three ish, right? For the objectives.
I mean, I think you could just do one. You know, I think practice addition subtraction is the goal. You know, if there's anything else you can think of, sure, you can add it, but I don't think
Mm,
it doesn't seem like any other.
okay. Okay. And then I think the game would maybe for second grade ish, maybe. Um,
That standard was for first grade,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I would make sure it's aligned with that.
Okay, then maybe first grade. Hmm. Okay. And then I would need to do the reference part of that website. Mm, at the beginning. Mm, okay. I don't. Would there be any like other things that we need to know about the game other than you're adding subtracting to the end here for the game?
Not that I can think of that we talked about.
Mm.
You you probably know it better than I do.
Mm, so I mainly I think for now maybe have to come up. So it's really just at that simple one like adding and subtracting uh for this then would be the objective for this game.
I would think, but I'm not sure. You know.
Uh, mm, So question about the so-called demonstration of the game. Because so-called, if this say my presentation in some way has to be 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
So like about how long do the so-called maybe that video-ish demonstration need to be to make it like that around that time?
What's your question?
Like how long would I need to kind of briefly do the demonstration of the game? Because I'll be like so-called kind of like recording the little video of my presentation on the computer. And then for that game part, I'm not sure like how long should I record maybe my brother's playing the game for how long?
Um, I
Because
mean,
I'm yeah.
I think that's hard to say. You know, I think
Uh-huh.
just like whatever is, I think just make sure that you clearly cover the directions and
Mm-hmm.
just like 5 to 10 minutes is a pretty wide length,
Uh-huh.
really. So just make sure, like, once you have a good product, like, it's look at it and see if it all fits together in 5 to 10 minutes, and if not, adjust. But it should, like I'd say just go with your gut.
Okay, for that like the demonstration part.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have them play the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Do like a round or two.
Mm-hmm. Um. Okay. Um. And like if for the dice, like I saw you had look it up on the computer. Can I just like do it for that, like on the computer then for the us?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I think like if that works. Yeah, I just searched. I literally just searched 20-sided dice, and it was the first thing that came up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or
Okay.
it looks like you could search rule dice on Google, and it'll come up.
Okay. So would the reference really maybe just be for that website here of that
I
game
think so. Yeah, I mean, and I would reference the standards too.
for the standards? Question for how would I reference the standards since this is kind of like a PDF
You know, let me see.
because it is a PDF and I know it's so close that it's a Common Core state standard for math.
Yeah.
How would I reference that? How would I reference?
So
I wouldn't just put the link for this one. I know for it, right?
no, it looks like you would do. I'm just trying to figure out. It looks like you would do Common Core State Standards Initiative as the author, and then it doesn't give us a year, unfortunately. So it says APA style.
Mm-hmm, yes, APA, yes.
Oh, it looks like it's by the Illinois Board of Education. So just kind of make your citation. Do you know how to do an APA style citation?
Uh, because I kind of do look at the owl one, the Purdue owl.
Yeah, yeah,
And then they do so-called give us that other link to help like maybe create the citation.
yeah.
Um, I mean I kind of and at the same time not for the creating the citations.
Yeah, I mean, this one's kind of tricky because they don't really have a lot of information
Mm-hmm. Yes,
on
yes.
it. So I would do Common Core State Standard Initiative as the author. and then just like kind of name the document Common Core State Standards for Mathematics. Then, yeah, you should be good on that. You could go to I mean, I would just like, go off of that Purdue website and put in the information you have, and then put the link at the
Okay. So two references. One for like that Apple board game, and then the standard.
Yeah.
Okay. So two references, the standard and the game. Okay. And the standard has so-called kind of like the concept that I am looking for the game.
So.
And just for the little slides I have for it, kind of not sure what it would be. I mean, like we have the standard, but like the little Google slide I have from my class, I'm not sure what it would match up with. Because these have this stuff here. These are so-called some of the concepts.
I would just put the same that it was that you were given. That I mean that was in that book. In that
Okay. Okay. So it was that one. Okay. Okay.
All right, feeling good?
Yeah, I think a little bit better now. Yes. I think so.
I will log you out here. Game presentation. All right. Well, good luck, guys, and you have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, you too. Bye bye.